Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining today's session. We are going to explore the top 5 upcoming developments in 2025 for ZBCN, the token of Zebec Network, and what they could mean for the ecosystem, adoption, and you as a stakeholder. First, I'll provide a quick context setting. Then we'll walk through each development and finally wrap up with implications and next steps. Let's quickly recap where Zebec sits today. The Zebec network aims to provide decentralized infrastructure for real-time payments, payroll, and DPIN, decentralized physical infrastructure flows. The token ZBCN is a rebranded version of its previous ticker, ZBC, following a 1-to-10 token split to boost accessibility and better align with its expanded product portfolio. The ecosystem is gaining traction in terms of enterprise clients, payments use cases, and regulatory clarity. Given this backdrop, the upcoming developments in 2025 are particularly relevant because they could drive meaningful growth in usage, liquidity, ecosystem partnerships, and token value. 1. Major exchange listing, Kraken listing, October 15, 2025. Zebec Network has announced that ZBCN will be listed on Kraken with trading starting October 15, 2025 at 3 p.m. UTC. Why this matters? A listing on a major global exchange increases liquidity, visibility, and access to institutional and retail investors. This opens the token to new user segments, which can accelerate adoption and valuation. Market signals. As news of the listing emerged, trading volume and price of ZBCN saw upward movement, suggesting market participants anticipate the listing as a potential catalyst. Considerations. While listing creates opportunity, it also introduces risk of sell pressure from speculators. Timing and post-listing performance will be key. For you, if you hold or are considering ZBCN, the listing could be a liquidity event or inflection point. Planning for volatile movement around that date is advised. 2. Launch of POS device, Chaka retail payment solution. According to a Zebec white paper, there is an upcoming launch of a point-of-sale, POS device, powered by the Zebec network, enabling merchants and consumers to process crypto payments in a compact all-in-one device. What this implies, this development moves Zebec from purely infrastructure/payroll-oriented use cases into retail payments, a much larger TAM, total addressable market. If merchants adopt the device, ZBCN becomes integral to everyday payment flows. Key elements: universal compatibility, wireless/satellite connectivity, crypto payment processing. All of this suggests Zebec is targeting not just online flows, but physical retail infrastructure. Impacts: adoption of this device could significantly increase ZBCN utility, drive demand for the token, reduce reliance on speculative volume, and demonstrate real-world usage. Watch points: merchant uptake, device distribution logistics, regulatory compliance in various jurisdictions, user experience. For you, this development could shift ZBCN from being a token in waiting to a token in active use. Monitoring announcements and rollout progress will help gauge timing. 3. Regulatory clarity and DPIN. Positioning. The Zebec network operates in the DPIN, decentralized physical infrastructure, and payments infrastructure space, which until recently faced regulatory uncertainties. Some commentary suggests regulatory clarity is improving for tokens like ZBCN. Why this matters? Greater regulatory clarity reduces risk for enterprise adoption, institutional investment, and wider market participation. When tokens are seen as compliant and integrated into regulated financial flows, it enhances credibility. Zebec's positioning. Their vision includes real-world asset, RWA payments, and physical infrastructure integration, DPIN, rather than purely speculative use cases. Impacts. With regulatory tailwinds, Zebec can onboard more enterprise clients, expand geographically, and integrate with regulated financial networks. Raising the stakes for ZBCN. Considerations. Regulatory regimes vary across countries. Clarity in one jurisdiction may not imply clarity in others. Ongoing monitoring will be important. For you, this means that ZBCN's risk profile may be improving, which could matter if you are thinking long-term adoption rather than short-term speculation. 4. Multi-chain expansion and ecosystem partnerships. Zebec has already indicated token support across multiple chains, Solana, Ethereum, BNB, etc., and is forming partnerships with players in payments and payroll. Why this is important: the more chains and partners Zebec supports, the more potential for network effects. Multi-chain means broader reach. Partnerships mean stronger infrastructure and adoption. Potential developments in 2025. Launches of integrations with enterprise payroll systems, new chains added, partner merchant networks for the POS device, token utilities across new verticals, DeFi, WA payments. Impacts. A growing ecosystem makes ZBCN less niche and more central to a broad infrastructure stack. That typically correlates with increased token usage, lesser dependence on hype. For you, keep an eye on announcements of new partnerships, chain integrations, and ecosystem metrics, number of merchants, volumes processed, number of enterprises onboarded. 5. Real-world payments, payroll use case scale-up. One of Zebec's key envisaged use cases is real-time payroll and payments in Web 2 and Web 3 environments. In 2025, we anticipate scale-up of these use cases, onboarding of companies to use Zebec for payroll, cross-border payments, streaming payments, etc. This transition from pilot to scale is critical. Why this is significant: payments and payroll are fundamental financial flows with large volume and recurring nature. If Zebec captures a portion of that, token demand plus ecosystem value could grow substantially. Impacts: recurring revenues for Zebec, increased network activity, deeper token utility, improved investor confidence. Watch points: number of payroll clients, transaction volumes, cross-border flows processed, token burn/staking models. For you, this development is key for long-term value orientation. If you believe in building real usage, not just listing and hype, this is the one to monitor. Implications and next steps. Token utility and value. As utility increases via POS device, payroll flows, partnerships, the case for ZBCN being more than a speculative token strengthens. Adoption risk versus reward. While the upside is meaningful, execution risk is real. Merchant device adoption, regulatory issues, competition. So a balanced view is important. Investment or involvement strategy. If you are an investor, consider the timeline around October 2025 listing and subsequent announcements for payments, your merchant rollout. If you are a user/enterprise, track when the POS device is available in your region, when payroll use cases launch, and how your organization might integrate. If you are a community member, engage with the ecosystem, track announcements, participate in governance or staking as applicable. Metrics to monitor: listing volumes and liquidity post-Kraken listing. Merchant adoption numbers of the POS device, payroll clients and payment volumes onboarded to Zebec. Chain integrations and partnership announcements. Token metrics: staking, token burn, token supply movement, decentralization of governance. The Zebec Network and ZBCN token are at a pivot point in 2025. The 5 developments we discussed: major exchange listing, POS device rollout, regulatory clarity/DPIN positioning, ecosystem expansion and partnerships, and real-world payments/payroll scale-up. Each individually carries significance, but together they form a set of coordinated levers that could propel ZBCN into broader adoption. Of course, execution and market conditions matter, but for anyone tracking ZBCN, 2025 looks like a key year. I encourage you to keep close watch on announcements, metrics, and participation opportunities. Thank you for your attention. I'll now open the floor for questions/discussion. If you believe in the future of real-time crypto payments, hit like, subscribe, and share this video to spread the word about ZBCN.